Well, everyone, they decided to release the Alien Covenant trailer on Christmas Eve of all nights. I guess since Prometheus was set sort of during Christmas, kind of makes sense it's Christmas Eve, or shouldn't they at least be playing Silent Night in the background as people get torn apart? Just saying. So yes, let's talk about the trailer. If you haven't seen it yet, click on the icon in the top right corner there to watch it. Now, first off, I actually think there might be two Michael Fassbender David androids in this. Reason being is because first of all, we see the original David in a scene that was leaked a couple days ago. The script for it was leaked a couple days ago. We seem to see those shots here of David being born and the young Weyland-Yutani talking to him, asking him questions, and they talk all about philosophy and God and man and all that kind of Prometheus-y stuff. But then we see what I believe is a different David with a new crew, not just because they have a new crew, but because this David has his head still attached to his bodies. That's why I think it's a new David sent out with this separate crew, and I think at some point in the movie he will meet the original David. I mean, sure, it's possible they could have found Michael Fassbender's head and attached it to a droid body that they coincidentally had lying around. I don't think so though, because remember Fassbender from Prometheus, he dyed his hair blonde so he would look more like Lawrence of Arabia. The David in this has brown hair, but that's just after he's born, so he hasn't dyed his hair yet. And unfortunately, the David with this crew, you can't see if he's got blonde hair or not, because he's wearing hats, he's wearing hoodies, you can't tell. Just show us what color the hair is. If that hair's blonde, it's the original David. If the hair's brown, it's a new David. I don't know, I do actually believe that this guy in the hoodie could perhaps be David, because rumors as well as the synopsis for the film that was released a while back shows that the plot sort of revolves around a new crew going to kind of find what happened to the crew of Prometheus, and that David might be like the only living thing, well, living in air quotes, on a planet somewhere, that he's stranded on a planet. So based off the events in the trailers, if I'm going to sort of speculate and put them together, it looks like their ship blows up, they get stranded here, and I think the original David is going to show up in this hood and be like, come with me please, I have shelter nearby. But putting the whole android David thing aside, we can tell from the facehugger and the Xenomorph that we see in this is pretty much identical to the Xenomorphs and the aliens that we get in the Alien movies. Very different to the Deacon, which we saw at the end of Prometheus that broke out of the engineer's chest. That one does look different because according to alien lore, the Xenomorphs, the chestbursters, they do retain 40% the same DNA of whatever host they were in. That's why in Alien 3, that Xenomorph burst out of a dog, so it walked different, it looked different because it had 40% dog DNA. So it makes sense that the Deacon looked different. So the question is then, how do we jump from those aliens to the more traditional aliens? I think the answer is this. You see the captain of the ship, who's Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen. He's the captain. You see this bit of engineer black goo floating towards his ear, like it's going to go in his ear. We all remember that was a mutagen. Exactly what it was supposed to mutate people into, or whether it was just some random thing, people still debate about. But we see it's floating towards his ear. Then later on, that same captain, he's the guy who gets the facehugger on his face. So perhaps if that facehugger is part of the Deacon strand, that black goo that went in his ear could boost it up to the next level of mutation, which gives us the traditional Xenomorphs that we want. That's the theory I'm throwing out at the moment anyway. However, we do see not a chest burster, but kind of a back burster thing, like a guy who looks really sick. Maybe he's got a bit of the black goo affecting him there as well. This looks different to the Xenomorphs because it comes out through his back rather than through his chest, although I suppose maybe typical chest bursters did puncture the back as well. We've never actually seen the back of someone during a chest bursting incident, like not at the point of it breaking out anyway, so it is possible that could be a classical Xenomorph in there and we've just never seen a chest bursting scene from behind like this. But that doesn't really explain his weird mutated skin, so the black goo might be doing its business again while also jumping up the Xenomorph strand, and the whole sort of tone does sort of go back to the more, it feels more like an Alien movie again than what Prometheus did. Prometheus felt a little little bit like that, but it felt like they were trying to take it in a different direction. It looks like they're steering the franchise back towards kind of what's tried and true, what's tested and works with audiences, which is xenomorphs killing people. And I gotta say, despite all the problems I have with Prometheus and all the questions that many people still feel are unanswered, this really exciting. It's really got me interested to see Alien Covenant. I'm very much looking forward to this movie now, and I really do hope we get two Davids and we get to see two different Davids meet each other. That'd be good. So look, I've done tons of other content on Alien on the channel here. Here's just a few on the screen. If you're coming across this video because of the trailer, please check out some of the other stuff I've done. I hope you enjoy them, and I'll see you guys in the comments.